Thanks for joining us on AM Extra. We're following breaking news this morning, a new lead in a decades-old cold case prompting an underwater search of the Columbia River.
The Hood River County Sheriff's Office recently receiving a tip that the car has been found. That car could be connected to the 1958 disappearance of the Martin family, including a father, mother, and their 3 daughters. It's a mystery that has haunted the Portland metro area for decades. And KOIN 6 anchor Jeff Gianola joining us live in Cascade Locks. Jeff, you have covered this story, the Martin family mystery, for more than 20 years, and today there could be a huge break in this case.
I'm reporting from Cascade Locks, Emily and Travis, and KOIN 6, the first to break this story early this morning. This whole area has been blocked off. There's a command center set up by the Hood River Sheriff's Department, and in the next hour, we're expecting a barge arrive with a crane after a local diver found a car submerged in the water that matches the description of the Martin car that disappeared 66 years ago. What was the timeline? Who were the Martins? Take a look at this. Sunday, December 7th, 1958. Ken and Barbara Martin, along with their 3 daughters, 14-year-old Barbara, 12-year-old Virginia, and 10-year-old Sue, take a drive up the Columbia River Gorge. They left their Northeast Portland home in the family's 1954 Ford station wagon around 1 p.m. We know they got gas at Cascade Locks about an hour later, based on a receipt later mailed to their home. A waitress claims the Martins ate a late lunch at a Hood River cafe. The waitress and other witnesses say they saw the Martins then take off, headed back towards Portland. When they didn't return, friends called police. But no one agency really took charge of the case. Then a few days later, a clue is discovered. The Hood River Sheriff claimed the Martins' car must have accidentally plunged into Cascade Locks while backing up in the parking lot. He based his theory on a fresh set of tire tracks. Well, despite the search by divers at the locks at the time, no car was found. The case of the missing Martins was growing cold, like the waters of the Columbia River. Did the Martins stop at the locks on their way back home, and why? It would have been close to dark at the time. May 1959, 5 months after the Martin family went missing, fishermen at Cascade Locks report 2 objects that look like bodies floating through the locks. A few days later, the bodies of Sue and Virginia Martin are recovered downriver. Weeks drag into months, months into years. And while there are plenty of theories on what could have happened to the Martins, over the last few decades, no other evidence or clues have surfaced in the search. But there was one Martin who was not missing. Older son Don was in the Navy living back east. He had been estranged from his family. He didn't come back for the search effort, but months later when he did come back to Portland, he told a detective, "I know of no one who would murder my folks or no reason for it, but I don't see how it could have been an accident." There was a memorial service for Sue and Virginia, but the bodies of Ken Martin, his wife, and daughter Barbara have never surfaced. Are they trapped inside the family car in the waters of the Columbia at Cascade Locks? And could that mystery soon be revealed? And could that mystery soon be revealed here at Cascade Locks this morning? I'm joined by Deputy Pete Hughes from the Hood River County Sheriff's Department. And Pete, set the scene for us today. We've got a command post set up down there. The barge is supposed to arrive probably in the next hour and a half or so. What's happening here exactly?
Yes, we'll have a barge with a crane and a dive team that's going to go down and attempt to get multiple vehicles out, but the most, obviously the important one today is most likely the Martin family vehicle.
Now, this was an independent diver who discovered this vehicle, and after he told investigators what he discovered, he had enough evidence where they believe there's a pretty good likelihood this could be the Martin car?
Yeah, correct. He had a part of the plate and some emblems that really match the year specifically to that vehicle. So we're fairly certain that we're dealing with the same vehicle.
They blocked this whole area off down here, and the investigator told me they're treating this as a crime scene. Now, that's because they take the worst case scenario and they work backwards from there?
Correct. Yeah, we don't know, and we're going in with the mindset of not having any preconceived ideas about what happened. So we'll have the crime lab, we'll have detectives, and they'll be investigating this just like they would investigate any unknown case at this point.
This is pretty incredible to think that a family that disappeared 66 years ago, more than 66 years ago, there may be some clues involved. And there's really, Pete, the possibility that there could be some human remains within the car.
Certainly possible. We don't know what we're going to find. The vehicle's encased in debris and mud. So absolutely possible.
Okay, Pete Hughes from the Deputy Pete Hughes from the Hood River County Sheriff. Thank you. I know we'll be talking to you throughout the day, Pete. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So that's the situation right here. The barge is on its way. The investigation will be full-blown here within the next few hours. Will an important part in one of the most baffling mysteries in Oregon history soon be solved? The disappearance of the Martin family more than 66 years ago. I'm going to remain on the scene. I'll be reporting back to you within the next half hour or so, Emily and Travis, but that's the situation right here. We're still the only media out here, but I know after we first broke this story, the Hood River Sheriff did release a news release, and we're expecting a lot more media folks around here within the next hour as well. So I'll remain on the scene. We've got plenty more going on at KOIN.com.